Okay, today we're going to be talking about hospice care,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really important topic,
Yeah,
but not always an easy one to talk about.
right.
So, we want to handle this sensitively today,
Absolutely.
but we also want to make sure we give our listeners, the information they need
Mm-hmm.
to really understand what to expect
Yeah,
during hospital care, especially if they're caregivers themselves.
exactly.
So, we're diving into the experiences shared by Deborah Parker.
Oh, for Deborah? Yeah.
She's a hospice expert, but she also went through this journey personally,
Right.
accompanying her husband, David, through his terminal illness.
Mm-hmm.
And, um, I think her perspective, being both personal and professional,
Yeah.
really offers a unique, um, you know, viewpoint
Absolutely.
into what to expect during hospice care.
Yeah. And I think what's so valuable about Deborah's account
Hmm.
is that it's not like a clinical textbook,
Right.
like it's really raw and honest and from the heart.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it's definitely a personal story,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also, informed by her professional expertise.
Yeah.
So, it's a really powerful combination.
All right.
And while, we always say this deep dive can't replace, actual professional guidance,
Of
we
course.
do hope it, equips you, the listener,
Yeah.
with some practical knowledge
Absolutely.
and maybe even prepares you emotionally for, what lies ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
So, one thing that really struck me
Mm-hmm.
was David's concept of dying well.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
He even created this acronym,
Oh, hope.
HOPE,
Okay.
and it stands for Home,
Okay.
Others, Pain-Free, Excited.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how he used that
Mm-hmm.
to guide his choices.
Yeah.
And I think it really highlights that dying well
Right.
isn't just about, the medical stuff.
Of
It's
course.
about, honoring the person's values and
Absolutely.
their priorities, in that final chapter of life.
Yeah, it's about living, really living until the very end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
For having those conversations early on
Yeah.
with your loved one,
Right.
making sure their wishes are heard and respected.
Absolutely.
Even when they might not be able to communicate them directly anymore.
And speaking of communication,
Yeah.
Deborah talks about these periods
Okay.
of unexpected improvement that
Mm.
are actually, surprisingly common in terminal illnesses.
Yeah, they call them rallies, right?
Yes, rallies.
I was really fascinated by this concept. It seems like it would be a blessing,
Right.
Like, oh, great, they're getting better.
Yeah.
But Deborah actually describes
Right.
how these rallies can
Mm-hmm.
really complicate the grieving process,
Exact,
right?
yeah.
The patient and the caregiver.
It's because you're constantly kind of shifting
Right.
between,
Yeah.
hope and despair
Yeah,
and trying to reconcile these moments of improvement
right.
with the reality of the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be a real roller coaster emotionally.
So for our listeners out there who are experiencing this,
yeah.
these rallies with their loved ones, how can they kind of navigate
Mm.
those really, those intense emotions?
Well, first of all, I think it's just important to validate those feelings.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay to feel confused
Hmm.
and hopeful and even frustrated
Yeah.
all at the same time.
Right.
But instead of getting caught up
Okay.
in the false hope,
Yeah.
I think you can try to use these periods of improvement, but to really connect with your loved one on a deeper level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Focus on sharing memories,
Mhm.
having meaningful conversations,
Right.
and just cherishing the time that you have together.
It's about being present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, regardless of what the future holds.
Mm-hmm.
And Deborah also doesn't shy away from
Right.
the practical challenges of caregiving.
No, it doesn't.
She shares this really poignant story
Mm-hmm.
about David losing the ability to shower independently
Yeah.
just a week before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And the seemingly, small loss of independence
Right.
was actually a huge turning point
Yes,
for both
absolutely.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
It really brought home the reality of David's declining physical state.
Right.
And it really highlighted,
Yeah.
that increasing need for support.
Yeah, for sure.
And, just reading about his
Yeah.
devastation David's devastation
Mm-hmm.
at losing this part of his routine
Yeah.
was heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
It makes you realize uh,
Mm-hmm.
how much we take for granted,
Yeah.
and how even the smallest losses
Right.
can really impact someone's sense of dignity.
Absolutely. And that's where building that strong support system
Hmm.
becomes so crucial.
Hmm.
Caregivers often feel like they have to do it all alone.
Right?
But it's so important to lean on others,
Yeah.
family, friends, hospice professionals,
Yeah.
to really share that burden.
It takes a village, right?
It really does.
Yeah, you don't have to be a superhero
Exactly.
and carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
No.
And even amidst all the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
Debra, emphasizes the importance
Yeah.
of finding those moments of joy.
Right.
Just a few days before David passed,
Mm-hmm.
they had this family tradition with a special meal and
Oh, wow.
creating those lasting memories.
Yeah, and these moments of joy are so important,
Right.
not just for the patient,
Mm-hmm.
but for the caregiver as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They offer the much needed respite, I think,
Right.
from the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
And they remind us that life and all its complexity
Right.
continues even in the face of death.
Yeah, it's about cherishing those precious moments,
Yeah,
however fleeting they may be.
absolutely.
And the next day, David actually participated in a faculty meeting
Wow.
via Skype,
That's amazing.
which is, a really inspiring testament to his spirit.
Yeah.
Even as his illness progressed,
Mm-hmm.
it shows how much he valued,
Right.
that connection and purpose.
Yeah, and it's interesting
Okay.
how as David's condition deteriorates,
Mm-hmm.
the nature of communication really starts to shift.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Words become fewer.
Okay.
Right. But nonverbal cues
Mm-hmm.
and expressions
Yeah.
really take on greater significance.
That's a powerful reminder, I think.
Yeah.
That communication goes beyond just words.
Absolutely.
It's about, being present,
Mm-hmm.
paying attention
Yeah.
to those subtle forms of connection,
Right.
especially as verbal communication
Mm.
becomes more difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as we kind of delve deeper into Deborah's story,
Mm.
we start to encounter some of the more difficult aspects of end of life care,
Right.
and Deborah with her healthcare background.
Mm.
Really had to confront the physical realities of dying,
Yeah.
which can be challenging even for professionals,
Yeah, absolutely.
She talks about the onset of something called Cheyne-Stokes breathing.
Cheyne-Stokes breathing. Okay, so for those of us,
Right.
who aren't medical professionals,
Mhm.
can you explain what that is?
Sure. So Cheyne-Stokes breathing
Okay.
is basically a pattern of irregular breaths.
Okay.
That's actually pretty common
Okay.
as the body starts to shut down.
Okay.
It's characterized by a cycle of shallow breaths that gradually increase in depth and frequency,
Okay.
and then followed by a period of apnea
Okay.
where breathing temporarily stops.
Okay.
So it's this kind of
It sounds
up and down kind of pattern.
it sounds unsettling.
Yeah, it can be unsettling to witness.
Yeah.
It's important for caregivers to understand
Okay.
that this type of breathing doesn't necessarily indicate suffering
Okay.
or distress.
Okay.
It's really a natural physiological response.
So it's a normal part of the process.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And Deborah really emphasizes
Yeah.
the importance of trusting the hospice professionals
Yeah.
to guide pain and symptom management
Yeah.
during these stages.
That makes sense. But Deborah also describes
Right.
another breathing pattern called agonal breathing,
Yes.
which she found even more distressing.
Right.
It sounds like even with her medical knowledge,
Mhm.
she still struggled with witnessing these changes in David.
Absolutely. And agonal breathing can be
Yeah.
it can be quite startling.
Yeah.
It often involves gasping,
Mm-hmm.
labored breaths,
Okay.
and sometimes it can be accompanied by moaning sounds.
Oh, wow.
So it's really understandable
Yeah.
for caregivers to feel anxious
Right.
or even frightened when they see this.
Yeah.
Even if they have, a medical background,
yeah.
it's very natural to have that reaction.
So what advice would you give to caregivers who
Yeah.
who are facing these difficult moments?
Well, I think first and foremost,
Right.
remember that you're not alone.
Okay.
Many caregivers
Mhm.
experience these feelings of fear and helplessness when they're confronted with the physical signs of dying.
Right.
Um, and it's so important
Yeah.
to reach out to the hospice team for
Yeah.
support and reassurance. They can, explain what's happening,
Right.
address any concerns,
Yeah.
and really ensure that your loved one's comfort
Yeah.
is being managed
Yeah.
appropriately.
It seems like even for Deborah, like a
Yeah.
healthcare professional,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't easy.
Right.
She talks about her own hesitation
Yeah.
to administer medication,
Right.
even though she knew it was necessary
Mm-hmm.
for David's comfort.
And that really highlights, I think,
Yeah.
the emotional weight that
Right.
that caregivers carry.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do everything we can
Yeah.
to ease suffering,
Of
but
course.
but sometimes the act of giving medication, especially as the illness progresses,
Mhm.
can feel incredibly heavy.
It's almost like a paradox.
Yeah. Right.
You're giving them something to relieve pain,
Yeah.
but it also feels like you're moving them closer to death.
Right. It's a very complex,
Mm.
emotional experience.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I guess
Yeah,
having that supportive hospice team
absolutely.
is so crucial.
They can provide guidance,
Mhm.
answer questions,
Yeah,
and really just offer emotional support
right.
as you navigate these really complex decisions.
One of the things that really resonated with me
Mm-hmm.
was Deborah's description of this this really unexpected moment of intimacy
Yeah.
with David,
Mm-hmm.
while helping him with a urinal.
Oh, wow.
It just goes to show
Yeah.
that connection and love
Mm-hmm.
can persist
Mm-hmm.
even in the most
Yeah.
unexpected circumstances.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful reminder that
Yeah,
intimacy can take on different forms.
right.
Especially as physical abilities decline. It's not always about
Yeah,
these grand gestures.
right.
Sometimes it's about those simple acts of care and presence
Yeah,
that really speak volumes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Deborah even shares this lighthearted moment
Oh, wow.
where David, with his signature wit,
Mm-hmm.
actually encouraged her to to curse for him
Oh, wow.
when he was frustrated with the urinal.
That's so David. I
Yeah.
I thought that was really touching.
These moments of humor, however fleeting,
Right.
are so important. They offer that release,
Yeah.
a reminder of the person's spirit and
Mm-hmm.
personality
Yeah.
shining through even in the face of illness.
As David's condition worsened.
Mm-hmm. He started saying goodbye to loved ones,
Yeah.
but in a very selective way.
Right.
Some people he spoke with, others he didn't.
Yeah, and this is a common experience,
Huh.
I think, in the final stages,
Yeah.
as individuals approach death.
Right.
They often begin to withdraw,
Mhm.
conserving energy and
Yeah.
and really focusing on those relationships
Right.
that feel most meaningful to them.
So for those who might be
Yeah.
feeling hurt
Mm.
or excluded
Right.
by this process,
Yeah.
what advice would you give?
I think it's just important to remember that
Yeah.
it's not personal.
Yeah.
It's really about the individual's needs
Mhm.
and priorities
Yeah.
in those final moments.
Right.
And so try to respect their choices and
Right.
and really just focus on offering support and
Mhm.
understanding to both the person who is dying and
Yeah.
and those who are grieving.
Deborah then describes this
Yeah.
this beautiful scene where
Mm.
where they held a party for David,
Oh,
and in the
wow.
final hours,
Okay.
friends and family gathered,
Yeah.
sharing stories,
Right.
laughter, love.
That's so
It
beautiful.
was truly powerful,
Mm, right.
and it was a testament to
Yeah.
David's wife to be
Yeah.
surrounded by loved ones.
And creating that space for joy and celebration,
Yeah.
even as they're preparing to say goodbye,
Yeah.
is incredibly moving, I think.
Yeah, it's a reminder that death doesn't have to be solely about
Right.
sadness and grief.
Yeah.
There could be beauty and
Gotcha.
connection
Yeah.
in those final moments.
For sure.
So it sounds like David's Hope acronym really guided their approach, throughout his entire journey, right up to the very end.
Absolutely.
He died at home, surrounded by loved ones, with his pain managed, and with a sense of, excitement and fulfillment in those final hours.
Yes, it's a remarkable testament to the power of having those crucial conversations early on.
Yeah.
And as his breathing became more labored, Deborah and her daughters had to make some really difficult decisions
Mm.
about about administering medication
Yeah.
to ease his discomfort. She describes, the challenges of giving him weak-word medication when he was no longer able to swallow easily.
Yeah. I can only imagine how difficult that must have been.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even with the best intentions,
Mhm.
providing care in those final hours
Right.
can be incredibly demanding, both physically and emotionally.
Absolutely. It requires a great deal of patience and compassion and attention to detail.
Yeah.
Deborah talks about how she and her daughters would speak to David calmly,
Mhm.
explaining what they were doing and ensuring that he felt safe and cared for throughout the process.
It's those small acts of kindness that can make such a big difference,
Absolutely.
even when a person is no longer
Right.
able to communicate verbally.
Exactly. And what's even more powerful is that
Yeah.
Deborah found herself offering David permission to let go.
Oh, wow.
She reassured him that it was okay,
Yeah.
that she would be all right, and that they had prepared for this moment.
Wow. That must have taken immense courage and strength.
It did, and it highlights the profound role that caregivers play
Hmm.
in creating a peaceful and loving transition for their loved ones.
Yeah.
It's about giving them permission to surrender to the dying process,
Right.
to release their hold on this earthly life.
In the end, David passed away peacefully in Deborah's arms, fulfilling his wish to have her by his side as he took his final breath.
Hmm.
It's a deeply moving testament to their enduring love and connection.
Deborah's account is a true gift.
Yeah.
It offers a raw and honest glimpse into the realities of hospice care and reminds us that while death is a universal experience,
Hmm.
each journey is unique and deserves to be honored with compassion and understanding.
So as we reflect on Deborah's story, what key takeaways would you want listeners to remember as they navigate their own hospice journeys?
Well, I think first and foremost, it reinforces the importance of open and honest communication
Yeah.
about end of life wishes. Having those conversations early on
Right.
can be incredibly empowering for both the patient and the caregiver.
Absolutely. It's about respecting individual choices and ensuring that their final chapter is aligned with their values and priorities.
Yes.
And it sounds like finding moments of joy amidst the sorrow
Yeah.
is also crucial.
Absolutely. It's not about denying the reality of the situation,
Hmm.
but it's about choosing to embrace those precious moments that remain,
Yeah.
to find those glimmers of light even in the darkest of times.
Deba's story also highlights the importance of building a strong support system. You don't have to go through this alone.
Right.
Lean on family and friends and hospice professionals for help and guidance.
And remember, be gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of emotions without judgment.
Mm.
There's no right or wrong way to grieve, and each experience is unique.
As we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this final thought. While witnessing a loved one's death can be an incredibly challenging experience,
Mm-hmm.
it can also be a profound privilege.
Absolutely.
It's an opportunity to bear witness to the full arc of a human life,
Yeah.
to offer comfort and love in those final moments, and to create a space for a peaceful and meaningful transition.
We encourage you to seek out additional resources, connect with support systems, and allow yourself to be guided by compassion and understanding.
Yeah.
And remember, even in the face of loss, love endures.